For me, it's important to have a role model that's relatable. I feel like a lot of nursing, from what I've seen, a lot of nursing culture is more so built on consumer and spending money and traveling. So that's just kind of the idea that I had. So to see someone like a nurse responsible with money and that can teach me, I think it's more relatable for me to have a financial coach that I can relate to in that aspect. I grew up in poverty, so it's very important for me to build generational wealth for my children. If I know it really doesn't mean anything if they don't have the education to then carry it on and know what to do as far as managing their own finances. I love nursing, but I want to learn other things outside of nursing.
What was the most important thing you wanted to learn?
Just really everything in a nutshell is how to learn how to be financially independent and how to manage my own finances without having to be dependent on anyone else. I just want to make sure I understand the numbers. I want to understand how to grow wealth. Have had good experiences with my financial advisor, but I don't want to have to be dependent on him.
Maybe being able to direct them to be able to do the things that you want, or maybe not even use them at all if it comes
Yeah,
to that.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I like to know what's going on and I want to understand everything.
What other solutions or resources have you used as far as trying to educate yourself about finances?
Read a lot of books. Dave Ramsey, I watch a lot of his stuff. Robert Kiyosaki, I read a lot of his books. So a lot of, because I'm almost building from nothing, I don't have any financial education. So I've just been trying to hear different views, and I don't have those coaches. So I've had to seek them out in other ways, which is fine because I'm still learning. So I'm blessed to be able to have found you. I'm very happy.
I'm happy you're here too. I'm so glad. I can't wait because one day soon you're going to not need any of those other things because you're going to have it all in your brain and you're going to be like, "Oh, this is actually way easier than I ever thought." So
Yeah.
so the books and the information you found online weren't enough to get you there for some reason, right?
Think it was a start, but I feel like the more repetition and the more you hear or see things, it makes more sense. I think a lot of it has to do with the way that I learn too. Like I can read something, but it doesn't necessarily stick. And so watching videos and how you break things down in the module, I think that that's a better way of grasping the content and it's sticking for just the way that I learn, being a visual learner and a audio.
The action taking, right?
Mhm,
Because that's one of the
mm,
things I found too is that it's one thing to read about how to manage your money, but money
mhm,
management is really what it is it's a series of actions that you have to take and you need to know what order to take them in. And so
mhm.
you have just started in this program not very long ago. You've completed the first module, which there's still so much more to come, and I'm so excited for you. But you have mentioned that this first module, you already learned a lot. And I'm curious, I want to know more. Like, what did you learn?
One of the major things was just like a light turned on was when you broke down the annual percentage yield and the annual percentage rates. I never knew what the difference between those two were until I finished module one. I never knew at all. When I would get my credit card statements, even like fake statements, I never knew what the difference between those two terms were. So to me, I think that just having clarity between those two makes a big difference. It's just huge because I see it all the time and I just had no idea, and it seems so simple, but it's very impactful when I mean, the whole module was very helpful.
You know, right? Like, oh, this is how I'm going to keep more of my money, and this is where I'm going to spend money to keep more of my money. So that's so awesome. I love it. At the beginning of this call, you gave me an outline of these are my accounts. This is what I know I have. And that is something most people can't do.
I mean, I know the counts and what, but yeah, I just don't honestly really know what's all in them.
And
and the
that's
numbers.
okay because you just are wrapping up module 1, and in module
Yeah.
3, we're gonna go deep. But I'm gonna tell you right now, go ahead, open up each one of those accounts because on that wealth ladder worksheet that you probably started to fill out,
Mhm.
yeah, so rung 7, go ahead and, open up each one of those accounts that you told me that you have, see what the investments are.
I did that at the end, and that's another thing that was new to me too. When you explained kind of how to go through that and what the tickers were, I did not. That's something new to me as well that I was able to understand. I did not know that prior to finishing module one.
So what you know what investments you have in there. Now, the question is what does it mean, right? And so that's what's to come. I'm so excited to be able to talk with you about this and hear all the growth already. Question: before you joined this program, there's usually something. I know this from talking to other people that have joined. There was something on your mind that made you wonder, is this the right program to join? And I'm wondering if you remember, was there something on your mind? Was there something that was maybe blocking you or saying this isn't for you?
No, to be quite honest, no. Well, just because I was already exposed to you from the podcast that I had listened to, and I knew from that moment that I was very interested in it. And I found value just from listening to that. And I did go and check out your page and everything. And me, I value anything that's relatable and anything that I can learn from. And I was more so just excited to get started, but I never really questioned if it was for me. I knew it was for me when I saw a nurse was teaching it.
Great. I'm so glad to hear that. If anybody's wondering the podcast that we're talking about, it is
Yeah.
the Nurse Boss Shift podcast with Dr. Kiana Jones and Crystal Parker. Love it, love it, love it. Go and listen to it. And if you want the episode that Ebony's talking about, I will send it to you.